Why did we never know about this feature? Oh my god.
Welcome back to another video. It's another product review, but it's aircon because it's absolutely boiling here now in the UK. And to review aircon, they're high up on walls. We're having to use this super safe ladder to conduct this review. But what unit are we actually reviewing? It's this. It's the Bosch 3000i range. Now, we have been installing these for about 12 months. We've put them in offices, we've put them in garden rooms, we've put them in homes, and we've also put them in small commercial buildings. They are super versatile and they have lots of features packed in. Now, the unit we're actually reviewing is this Bosch series. They don't just do cooling. There is multiple features to these products. So how much is that going to cost? We're going to find out in this video. So let's crack into it. Crack on with it? Crack in it? Crack on with it. Sorry. Let's crack on with it. Yeah. Right, let's kick off with some of the features of this product. Now, in the Bosch range, you've got two choices. You have the 3000i range or you have the 5000 range. So if you are a small office or a residential property, you're probably gonna have a 3000i unless you want multiple units running off one condenser, but we'll come back to that in a bit. So specifically on the 3000i, what are some of the features? Well, this is an AC unit, air conditioning, and what that means is it can cool down a room, but it doesn't just end there. It can also heat a room because these modern AC units are dual purpose. Well, they're actually like quadruple purpose because you've got heating, you've got cooling.
We've got absolute scenes unfolding on our end, a fumble of monumental proportions. It looks like, yes, our very own producer Sophie has stormed the pitch and found herself bang in the middle of the shot. She thought she was in the clear, but the TV reflection had other plans. She's bowled her wide and the ref's not even seen it.
You've got heating, you've got cooling. You've also got air drying, so if it's super humid, we can take the moisture out of the room and reduce the humidity. And we also are going to be cleaning the air because all of the air that goes through this is dual filtered, and Bosch are claiming they can remove about 95% of dust, particulates, allergens out of the room. So if you're like me and you get rotten hay fever in summer, one of these is going to really help with those allergies. Now, whilst there are all those features packed into this 3000i range, there is still some choices to make, and it's all to do with the size of the units that you go for, because the size of the unit needs to be appropriately matched to the room or the space that it's going in, because if you've got a huge room, you're going to need a bigger one. If you've got a small room, you're going to need a smaller one because you don't want to be undercooled or underheated or overcooled, overheated and wasting. You've got four choices. We've got a 2.6 kilowatt model, and this will do a room between sort of 10 and 15 meters squared. So like a typical bedroom, a 2.6 is not going to be a problem at all. For bigger spaces like kitchens or dining rooms, lounge, living rooms, open spaces, or this office, we've got the 3.5 kilowatt model. Now for us, this has been the most popular choice from homeowners, and that will heat or cool a space between 15 and 30 meters squared. So that's a pretty big space, and it is a really powerful unit. This is a pretty big room. It's got tall ceilings, lots of solar heating as well, lots of windows, but it copes absolutely no problems at all. It heats it up in about 10 minutes and it cools it down in about 15. Then we've got the 5.3 kilowatt unit, and this is pretty powerful because it's going to do between 30 and 45 meters squared. So if you've got one of these modern open plan living spaces and you want to put one unit in, then the 5.3 is probably going to be your choice. Now, if you want to go bigger, you can. There's a 7 kilowatt version, and this version will do 40 to 60 meters squared. Now, what I would advise is not oversizing the unit, because when you have larger AC units, they consume more power. So it is well worth just having a quick measure up of the space you've got, There's loads of calculators you can use online to specify your system and try and get it as accurate as possible, because you don't want to undersize it, but you definitely don't want to oversize it. Now let's move on to the thorny issue of consumption, because having an AC unit is great because you can cool the room down on like a really super warm day like today, or you can heat it up when it's winter and you want to top up your radiator's performance. But how much energy do they actually use? Well, obviously they are dual purpose. They can heat or they can cool. Typically, they're a little bit more efficient on the heating side, but fractionally like 5 or 10%. Now the 2.6 kilowatt version will consume around 700 watts to cool a room. Now they are dynamic units, meaning once they've reached the temperature, they are going to drop that power consumption down to maintain it. If the temperature suddenly spikes and it needs to cool it again, they'll kick in and go to the high consumption mode, but once it's satisfied, it will ramp down. So they actually cost less to run than you think. Now, moving on to the other models, I've got some notes here. So the 3.5 kilowatt version, this one here, right now on cooling should be using about 1,000 watts. To put that into perspective again, a kettle, 2.7 kilowatt, 2,700 watts, so much less than that. 5.3, around 1,500 watts. And the 7 kilowatt, 2.5 kilowatts. So when we were saying before about oversizing it, do need to be careful with that, because 2.5 kilowatt continuous consumption is quite a lot of power. Now, kilowatts is one thing, but what's that in pounds and pence? Well, right now, June 2025, the average cost of a kilowatt hour of electricity in the UK is about 27 pence. So if this was on for 1 hour, pulling 1,000 watts, that would be 27p to run it for that 1 hour interval. Now, AC system, you're probably gonna have it on for say 4 hours a day. So you're looking just over £1 worth of consumption to cool your property. Now, if this was the 7 kilowatt unit, it would be 1.5 times more expensive. So we're gonna go from just over £1 to like £2.50 to run it. So it does, like I said before, make a difference if you oversize that unit. Now, if you have a big space and you need the 7 kilowatt, you don't want to undersize it either, because if you undersize it, it's not going to cool it down enough. So measure it up, get it right, you'll get the right consumption. They cost much less to run than you think. And like I said, they're a little bit more efficient on the heating side. So in winter, if you're going to use a unit like this just to top up the heat in the room, it's going to cost slightly less than it does on the cooling cycle. Now, if you're one of the thousands of people in the UK that has a solar system, or you're considering one, then solar and air conditioning systems go together like
Peaches and cream?
Peaches and cream. Basically, they get on really well, because with a solar system, you have export. Now, a typical 4 kilowatt solar system in someone's home with a battery is going to be exporting 2 or 3 kilowatts a day of energy. Well, you could run something like this 3.5 kilowatt unit for about 3 hours for free with that exported energy. Now, obviously, you're not going to get paid export money, but it's still cheaper to run and have a nice, cool house than it is to get paid to buy the energy. Ignore that. So if you have a solar system or a battery system and you want to have AC, it's going to be even more efficient to have installed in your home. Now, you don't need a set of ladders to control your aircon. You haven't got to get up there to press buttons. You get a remote, but there is another option. If you buy something called the Smart Key from Bosch, it gives you access to the Smart Controlled app. And in that app, you can actually do it from inside or outside the property. So let's say you're out, nice little day, it's super warm and you want to cool the house down, log onto your smartphone and you can activate your AC. But that is not standard equipment. It costs around £150 and you need to buy it when you buy the unit. Your installer will install it, you download the app, and it's super simple to use. But what you do get is one of these controllers. Now, this is really easy to use and it has all the same features that the Smart app has in it too. So this is the remote that you'll use to control that thing. Now, obviously, like I said, you won't need ladders, you're just gonna use your remote. There is a little LED screen on the actual unit itself that tells you the current target temperature, but let's focus on the control for now. So You've got on and off, super simple. You've then got various modes. So right now we are in the automatic mode. That's the mode that we use here all the time in the office. But if you want to set it to cool, you want to set it to dry or heat, or you've also got a fan mode. So that's no heating, no cooling. It's just going to blow air, filtered air around the room. We always use the auto mode because we lead with temperatures. If we turn that up now, using these dials here, the unit knows the room temperature, it knows where we're trying to get to. It will automatically select heat mode, but it's super hot today, so we're not going to do that. Let's keep it at like 16, nice and cool for this room. You've got an eco mode. This reduces the performance of the unit, but it also does reduce the power consumption. So if you're going to have it on for a longer time, we do use the eco button. Like I said, it slows down a little bit, but over a longer period, the room stays cool anyway. You've got some timings here, so you can set it on for a set period. You can't do like a schedule. You can just say, stay on for 2 hours, stay on for 4 hours, 1 hour, whichever you want. You can't set times and dates or anything like that. At the bottom here, you've got some pretty cool features as well. One of them is the fan mode. So if you want to adjust the fan speed, you can do that. You choose in percentages. If you've got it in auto on the top mode, then you don't really want to be touching the fan. That's only going to be if you've got it in heating or cooling. This one here, swing, is the actual little door on the front of the unit. So rather than have it in a fixed position, you can have it cycling up and down to move the air around the room. And you've got this little one here, which is the little man, and that is ignore me or stay away from me. If you're sat under this unit, so the guys that sit in this room under the desk were always complaining that the AC was blowing on them and it's freezing. If you press that button, it will avoid you. So the fan or the flap will move around so it's not blowing cold air directly onto you. It's pretty handy if you're sort of sat in the same place or you just don't want to get a chill on your neck.
Why did we never know about this feature? Did you know
That's
that?
what Kirill was moaning about.
Yeah, I only read the manual last week.
You have a, oh my God.
Turbo mode, if we've come home, it's boiling hot or it's freezing cold and we want to get a quick ramp of our heating or our cooling, press turbo, but don't leave it on turbo mode because it does use quite a lot of energy. LED is just that front screen, so you can have the light on or you can have the light off, maybe at night time. And you've got a cleaning function. Now, maintenance on these units is really basic. You do get a standard 5-year manufacturer's guarantee, but it does need some upkeep, but it's simple to do. The only thing you need to do is keep the unit clean. Now, when it comes to cleaning, we've got 2 things to do. One of them is to periodically use this cleaning mode, and what this will do is freeze up the internal unit. What this does is kill bacteria. Once the unit is solid and it's completely frozen, it will then go onto heat mode, warm it up, and that will drain through the condensate, and that kills any bacteria. Apart from that, we also need to physically clean the filters, and it's really easy to do. So all you do is step over like this, turn your unit off, and then you've got 2 little doors on the side, 2 little handles. Pull them up and you reveal the actual filters. Now, these ones are absolutely filthy, so we do need to clean them. So given that we're doing this video, what we're going to do is show you how to clean them. It takes 2 or 3 minutes, put them back in, and that'll save us a job later on in the year. And we'll show you how to clean your Bosch AC units. So yeah, let's do that. So with the lid up, you just get the bottom of this filter here, push it, and then you pull it down. And that is one. Push that one up, pull that one down. And what we're going to go and do now is rinse these under a cold tap, get rid of all that dust, put them back in, and that is our unit serviced. Yeah?
Cool.
Ready? So you just rinse them under cold water and you can see all the dust is coming out. We don't even really need to use any chemicals. You could leave them to soak. These have never been cleaned. This unit has been in this office for about 18 months. So I'm doing a really good job. I feel like I'm on one of those shopping channels when they're doing a demo. So that took about 2 minutes. They're all clean. Let's go and put them back in. So once they're done, you should probably let them dry, to be honest, because they might freeze, but we're just going to put them back in anyway. Push that in. That's one clean. Back in. That's that clean. Now there are two parts to an AC system. You've got the indoor unit, we've just been looking at that, but we've also got the outdoor unit and we need to find somewhere to site it. Now they're pretty ugly, this is ours here. They are also pretty quiet though, so this on full speed, we've got it on absolute maximum now, it's doing about 40 decibels. When it goes into a settle, once it's reached temperature, it's going to be about 20. So they're not noisy, but they're definitely not pretty. Now, you can have it down the side of your property, you can have them floor mounted, you can have them wall mounted, you can have them higher up, but it does cost more to get them higher up because obviously they're pretty heavy. We've got to get access equipment to get up there to install them. Maintenance on these things, again, pretty simple. Just a quick clean down, make sure this grill isn't covered and keep the actual unit clean. We've not done a great job of this one, so after this video, we're going to clean this down and get it looking spick and span again. So how much does all this convenience actually cost? Well, to buy the unit, they range from about £700 to about £1,000 depending on the model you go for, so that 2.6 right up to that 7 kilowatt version. When it comes to installation, you've got a few more things to consider. So we've got labour for the engineer that's going to actually install the unit. We've then got VAT, so the government right now is going to charge you 20% because it's not a renewable device. You will pay VAT on an installation for an AC unit. You've got to buy pipework, you've got to buy trunking, you've got to buy a bracket for the outside unit or feet. Oh, Jesus. Lots of other little bits and bats, accessories, electrical work. So to have one supplied and installed from Heatable, you are going to pay over £3,000 for that 7 kilowatt unit because you're going to have more electrical work to do because it's a higher consumption unit. You've got different pipe work, it's bigger, it's heavier, and it's probably a two-man job. Time to wrap up this review and to give a conclusion. So, would I buy a Bosch 3000i? Yes, and I have done in my own home. I think these are a brilliant bit of kit. They are super sleek to look at, they're really easy to control, they're not too expensive, and they're pretty cheap to run. Now, when it comes to go about getting a quote to have one installed, there are lots of AC engineers flying around. They'll all have their own preference for their product. For us here at Heatable, we are partnered with Bosch because of their reliability, but also because of their after service. So right now in the UK, all of the after service is done by the Bosch team. They've got engineers on the road. You're not waiting for a third-party repair company to come and fix your unit. It will be their direct engineer team, which for me is peace of mind. Because if my AC goes off in the middle of the summer, in the middle of this heat wave that we've got, I don't want to be more than 15 minutes without my unit. So having Bosch being able to come out and repair it is super important to me. If you have solar and battery like me on my home as well, then AC is a total no-brainer. Why not use all that excess energy to make your home more comfortable? You've all been there, middle of the night, it's 30 degrees, there's nothing worse, and one of these isn't just for that short window. Like I said, it can heat or cool your home throughout the year. Now, if you've liked this video, then please give it a like. Also, subscribe to the Heatable YouTube channel because we have lots of content on products like this, on renewables, boilers, heating systems. So to make sure you don't miss it, subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next one.